Well, our newspaper reviewer is here. Chooks, good morning.
Morning, Demola. How are you doing?
Great.
I think Arsenal is effectively out of the EPL race, so I'm not a very happy man. Neri, how are you doing today?
Very well.
You're welcome.
Very well. Thank God I'm not a fan of
The
Arsenal.
heat is treating you well?
Very well.
Okay.
I'm finding my way to manage it. You just have to live with it.
It's okay.
Or can you change it?
Only God can.
All right, let's see what the papers have. We don't intend to change the headlines, so just read it as it is. We'll begin with this Nigeria this morning, and it leads with Rivers suspends suspicion over Governor Fubara's invitation to lawmakers. The letter was circulated through social media and released on Sunday via SSJ's Facebook handle. Says lawmaker, he should just implement Supreme Court judgment. Governor 6 meeting on withheld salaries, assembly seating venue, representation of budget. All right, that's on page 4. All the details you can find there. Away from that, insecurity, just beside the masthead. That's the kicker. Stop the menace, Catholic bishops tell federal government. All right, we have a picture story here, and of course, it's still on Women's Day celebration. And below that, we have Abuja family tackles IBB's claim on June 12 annulment. Looks like the last has not been heard concerning the book by IBB. The writers, Babangida was in charge. It's just attempting to distort history. That's on page 5 of this Nigeria. So let's move quickly from this Nigeria now, see what the blueprint is offering this morning. The blueprint looks a bit different. The lead story here says, a journey in service. Take responsibility for June 12 annulment. Abacha family tackles IBB. The writer urges Nigerians to ignore attempt to manipulate public perception. All right, away from that, gunmen kill Kwara Mieti Allah chair. Idris Abubakar, that's on page 7, not a good one. And above the masthead, all right, let's look away from the masthead. That's not a story to be read, but let's see below the picture story here. We have Fubara Bows invites Ame Wule led Rivers Assembly for talks. Today, lawmakers summon Rivers SIEC chair, commissioner over October 5 local government poll. Below that, 4 drag kingpins bag 95-year jail for trafficking 4.6 billion naira cocaine. Suspected headers kill 7 in Benue community, injure 11 others. And finally, in the Green Strip, we have troops confiscate 212,000 liter fuel after gun duel in Niger Delta. That's on page 6. That's all I have. Demola.
Okay, thank you, Yere. I have the Daily Trust newspaper with me, and just below the nameplate, we have community leaders, bandits, work out peace deal in Katsina local governments. Details of that story can be found on page 3. General Siga's abduction reminder of alarming insecurity in North ACF. Details can be found on page 5. Rivers lawmaker dismisses Fubara's invitation. The details of that story can be found on page 13. 2027, Tinubu's re-election campaign kicks off in the North. El-Rufai meets Aregbesola Bakare in Lagos, Atiku in Abuja. President's son intensifies Ramadan visits. Details of that story can be found on page 4, 12, and 13. Stop tarnishing Abacha's image over June 12, family tells IBB. Details of that story can be found on page 12. How Kwara Mieti Allah leader was killed. Details on page 33. And the black strip shows that kidnappers fed us with Gary, freed Benue varsity students. Details of that story can be found on page 3. And Chooks, as usual, the African proverb, a person who is too shy to ask questions will never learn anything.
Yes. It's never a shameful thing to
Ask questions.
Curiosity takes you a little further in life. As long as you don't become a problem to other people.
Well,
Because
maybe we should say we should ask the right people questions. Maybe that should be added to that because, I mean...
Is there a right question or a wrong question?
No.
No, I
There
mean
is
asking
the
right
right
people.
Okay,
Because
fine.
that's when you get the right response, right?
otherwise, Idebudia and Kokori during campaign for DBA and Lucky Gnedio. Idebudia would follow who no road, make you no go fall inside the hole.
Abi?
You ask the question to the wrong person.
Person,
You
you're on
give the
your
wrong
own.
answer. So she has a point there. Yeah, Abacha's family is asking IBB to accept responsibility for annulment of June 12. That's my opinion too. Yes, there could be people behind you who may be too powerful to be challenged in the sense that,
But you are the leader.
yeah, you're the leader, but people behind you could just get a leader who brings them together and plan against you as the leader, and you look around and you see that putting up some kind of resistance is going to really break too many heads. Then you diplomatically. So it depends, really. It depends. But at the end of the...
No, the leader, as a leader, you are responsible for every action and decisions that you take.
Yes.
Whether the people behind you are pushing you or not.
I agree
The best
with
thing
you.
you can do at that point is to resign if you feel that, well, you cannot do it again.
If you resign, the same people would take over.
But that removes that responsibility
Okay, the
from you.
blemish. Okay, you have a point there.
Yeah.
I think you have a point. Let's not overflog it. I think you have said it. If you think that the situation is one that challenges your feeling of honor,
Yeah.
chivalry in those days, long horseback showed chivalry, then you do that which is necessary. Yeah, you lose something to gain a lot later in life. Niger military, you didn't read that piece. We are ranked 31st globally, 3rd in Africa. Only Egypt and Algeria are considered to be, somewhat ahead of us.
It's not in the headline.
Okay, you didn't see that. It's okay. I just
which-
thought we should
What's that?
we should recognize the fact that a lot of improvement is going into equipping our military. It is really happening. They are getting better equipment. I pray too that they are getting more morale boosting, things from behind the scenes. That's a good one. I think I like it. Rivers, Supreme Court order or judgment is being obeyed. I like that. The letter to the lawmakers, they are saying that it was put out on social media, which they
That is the governor inviting them for,
well,
like
at least
like
he
a
is
truce.
extending the olive branch. Rivers has not yet been solved. I keep on saying that. Rivers has not yet been solved. There are times you make a decision that is political, not really one that is based on all the evidence before you. It is called social engineering, nation building. There are decisions you make that are political decisions. For instance, Tantita, managing security in the Niger Delta, some people will tell you it's a political decision so that we'll have some peace in the Niger Delta. And it's working so far. So whatever it is, let Rivers have a situation where some of the decisions are political so that the people can live together afterwards. I hear some groups in the Niger Delta there. Somebody was actually saying this cannot be like Alame Seya being pushed out and Jonathan takes over. That was Ijo taking over from Ijo. This one is a different case. So they are setting up their own little scenarios. Let us not say, look, the court has ruled. Let them Rivers has not yet been solved. Let us all put heads together. Amawule and his men, for instance, should not get in there now and say the first thing is to impeach Fubara. I don't think it's going to work out properly for Rivers if that's the... But then that's my opinion.
I don't think they are planning to impeach him, but what they are asking is that he should represent the budget and all.
Sure. Yeah, but that budget has been overtaken by events. That's the point. So maybe they're talking about 2025 or whatever,
I guess that's why the governor is inviting them to the,
Yeah. I think they would eventually get around.
You've spoken well, Chokide. I think above all, they should just think about how to impact the people of Rivers State?
Yeah, bless you. It is the voter, the people who elected you that should be king. It is not your politicking.
Yeah,
In the United States or the UK, you do this kind of thing, you're punished at the polls. But here, when 2027 comes now, we are this English word is a big problem for me. We are pacified with the sachets of salt and 2 noodles of rice.
Stomach infrastructure.
Stomach infrastructure. How is he doing? That's an aside.
Are you his keeper, by the way? Okay.
That man was wonderful.
No, but I mean, every right-thinking Nigerian should know that whether 2 noodles of rice, like you have said, or a sachet of salt, it's no longer stomach infrastructure. That can no longer take you anywhere with the current economic realities and then what Nigerians have gone through in the last few months. I think it's important that we begin to see our vote as our power, begin to see how we can bring in the right leaders who would do the right thing.
Very important.
Just so that we can be prosperous as a nation and, of course, as a people.
Drop ethnicity. Let's look for a Nigerian that will lead Nigeria properly.
So
That's true. So we need to do the right thing here, Chooks, by letting you go.